Hello students, I hope you all are fine and doing well. So today I'm here with revision session for chapter 5 data handling. I know it's very easy chapter. Most of you all have understood all the topics, but still revision is must. So let's start with revision of chapter 5 data handling. Data and information. Data is raw, unorganized facts that need to be processed. It can be something simple, random, and useless until it is organized. Example of data is each student's test score in one piece of data. While information, when data is processed, organized, structured, or presented in a given context so as to make it useful, it is called information. Example of information is the average score of a class of the entire school is information that can be derived from given data. Representation of data. Data can be represented either by telemarking or tabular form or in graphical form. Different types of graphical forms are pictographs, bar graphs, histograms, pie charts or circle graphs, and line graphs. Students, you are aware of pictographs, bar graph, histogram, pie chart and circle graph. Line graph you have not done. That you will be doing in higher class. And pictograph you have already done in 6th standard or 7th standard. And bar graph, histograms and pie charts we have discussed here in 8th standard. So here different graphical forms: bar graph, pictograph, line graph, pie chart and histogram. Here in bar graph and histogram, both data is represented in form of bar or rectangular boxes. The difference is there is gap between two bars in bar graph, while in histogram each bar is attached or it is very next to the previous one. While line graph, here the data is represented in form of line. Pictograph, we are using different pictures, and for pie charts we are representing the data in a circle sectors. Next is bar graph and histogram. We are discussing the difference between bar graph and histogram. In a bar graph, the bars are at distance from one another, that I have already told you, while in a histogram, the bars or rectangles touch one another. Second difference, in a bar graph, we generally have a scale for either x-axis or y-axis, while in a histogram, we have scales for both x-axis and y-axis, and both the scales need not to be the same. Third, in a bar graph, one axis may not have a numerical values but have names, subjects, color, etc. along it. While in a histogram, we display numerical values along both the axes. Pie charts or pie diagrams or circle graphs. Pie charts show the relationship between a whole and its parts. Here the whole circle is divided into sectors, and its size, that is size of the sector, is proportional to the information it represents. Reading and interpreting pie charts. Reading a pie chart means to find out what part of the entire chart does each sector represent. To find the central angle, we use the formula central angle is equal to particular part upon total of parts multiplied by 360 degree. Here 360 degree because total degrees of a circle are 360, and this formula we are going to use when we are given a table and some data and we have to draw a pie chart for the same. And to find out the particular sector, we use particular sector is equal to central angle divided by 360 degree multiplied by total of parts. This formula generally we use when we are given a pie chart and degrees of each sector, and we have to find a particular part for particular sector. Let's see the example. Here you are given subjects and marks obtained by students in different 4 subjects, and for the same we have to represent the pie chart. So first we are going to convert each subject's mark into percentage and degrees, and then we are going to draw a pie chart. So suppose for maths the marks obtained are 60 and total of all 4 subjects is 240. So percentage we can calculate as part upon whole multiply by 100. So here part for maths is 60 and whole, that is total marks, are 240, and multiplying by 100 because percentage we have to calculate. Percent means per 100. So here we are multiplying with 100. So it is 60 upon 240, that is 6 fours are 24. So it will be 1 upon 4 multiplied by 100. So it is 25%. And degree of angle for 25% is, or for 60 marks, is calculated by 60 upon 240 multiplied by 360 degree. That is again 1 upon 4 multiplied by 360 is equal to 90 degree. So for all different subjects, we can calculate the degrees using these formulas, and then we have to plot the graph. Next is probability. A random experiment is one whose outcome cannot be predicted exactly in advance. Each outcome of an experiment or a collection of outcomes make an event. One or more outcomes of an experiment make an event. And probability of an event is equal to, or we can say it is calculated by number of outcomes that make an event divided by total number of outcomes of the experiment. Here probability means we are calculating the chances. We know that when we are throwing a dice, there are chances of getting number 4. But how many chances are there? Then it is called probability. So calculating the chances is called probability of an event. Next is probability of an event can range from 0 to 1. So what will be the value of probability? So it will be always from 0 to 1. Probability of a certain event is always 1. Certain event means the event for which we are sure about the result. Example, getting a number smaller than 7 when a dice is rolled. Because we know the numbers which are marked on a dice are 1 to 6. So obviously the number we are getting will be always less than 7. Probability of an impossible event is 0. Impossible event means which is not possible. We know that this event is not possible. So example, getting a number greater than 6 when a dice is rolled. Because we know the numbers marked on a dice are 1 to 6 only. So there are no chances that when we are throwing a dice, the number we are getting will be greater than 6. So probability of an uncertain event is greater than 0 and less than 1. Uncertain event means result of the event is not known. We can expect some result, but we cannot be sure about it. So for such event, for uncertain event, the probability is greater than 0 and less than 1. Example, getting a number 5 or number 2 or number 4 or number 6 when a dice is rolled. Example, find the probability of getting even number when a dice is thrown. So here total number of outcomes are 6 because there are 6 numbers marked on 6 sides of a die. If A denotes the event getting an even number, Then even numbers on a dice, we know there are 2, 4 and 6. So there are 3 even numbers which are marked on a dice. So favorable outcomes are 3 and total number of outcomes are 6. So probability of event A, and our event A is getting even number when a dice is thrown. So P of A can be calculated by 3 divided by 6 is equal to 1 upon 2. So students, here I am ending with revision session of chapter 5, data handling. I hope now you are clear with your doubts. So goodbye and take care of yourself. Thank you so much.